Alright, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Dead Man Gold and Silver here. In this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about myself here. So, if you don't care to hear it, just give you a fair warning here. So, you may have known that I've gotten into stacking. My father kind of helped me along that way of getting in there. He gave me a 10-ounce bar for one of my birthdays a couple of years back. And I slowly caught on to that and decided to actually start putting money into it when I can, or where I could. I'm not the richest guy on the planet. I'm a blue-collared worker. I worked at a dealership, still work at the same dealership. Been working at the dealership for about 18 years now. I don't make a crap ton of money, but I make enough to get me by. Thankfully, my upbringings have taught me pretty well. I started out at a very young age, learning the lessons of making money in order to get the things that you want. So, I learned that lesson at a very young age. I was probably about 9 or 10 at the time. Fortunately enough, my dad had his own business, and it was just a different era. And I was 10, and I started going to work with him. I wasn't making a whole lot of money, but I still think that it's the point of learning that young helped me get to where I'm at now. I went to work with him at 10. I wasn't making a whole lot of money, but I was working. I was working for the things that I wanted to get, the things that I enjoyed doing at that time. And unfortunately, I wasn't really the greatest with saving money back then, but it was still the concept of going to work, saving the money up to get the things that you want, and that was my upbringings. And unfortunately, by the time I was out of high school, I didn't have the option of going to work for him or with him, because of just what happened in our family. And eventually his business dissolved and he went a different path, as did I. Out of high school, I've had trouble finding jobs in the field that I wanted to get into. I wanted to be a mechanic. I wanted to work on cars, and nobody would take me in. So I pretty much so took what I could get. It wasn't really the greatest jobs, but I've always done what what I had to in order to get by. So out of high school, I had trouble finding a job, and it was just, I think the longest I stayed at a job was 5 years, 3 or 5 years. I'm having a hard time remembering here, but yeah, it was rough for me to find work, but eventually I landed a job at a dealership as, an apprenticeship under a master technician, and I did that. I did that for 18 years, and eventually I got out of that. Position opened up in the parts department, and that's where I have been the past 3 years. And like I said, I'm not living outside of my means. I'm not in debt up the wazoo. There just may be times when, there just might be, I don't have the money to buy silver, and there's other things that I do as well to supplement my income a little bit, as you may say it. But I may do jobs here and there for people, trying to help them out. And, I do scrap too. I take the water pumps, the radiators, stuff like that from work that, the guys throw away or whatever, and just get a nice pile here and just take it into the scrapyard and make a little bit of extra money here. It's not like $100 here or there. Scrap isn't the greatest right now, and I haven't. It's probably about. I may go to the scrapyard maybe 3 times a year. I don't do it all the time. I just wait till I get a nice, decent pile of scrap here, and it might end up being like $75. I think the most I walked out was $85 one day, I think. And yeah, do that. Or else that stuff's just going to go into the landfill and fill up the landfill or wherever it might go. It's kind of disappointing that we don't have like maybe a better program here for that, but anyways, that's a discussion for another day possibly. But do that along with, sometimes I might have an opportunity with with my father, and we might go halves on some stuff that he buys and sells. He gets into sometimes. We might do that. Aside from that, it's not like I'm making like 6 figures a year, anything like that. I'm far from that. Definitely far from that. Would I like to be making 6 figures? I don't think I don't think there would be a person out there that wouldn't mind making 6 figures a year, but unfortunately, I'm just not one of them. But then again, maybe they don't want to make all that money because of all the taxes and all the other BS to go with it. But anyways, that's... I've been with this company for about, like I said, 18 years now, a good portion of my life, and I'm just thankful I have a job and I'm able to pay my bills, and I'm definitely happy that I'm able to get my hands on some of this. It might be 10 ounces here, it might be 5 ounces here. Like I said, I don't really care how many ounces it is. If it's 1 ounce, I don't care. I'm still slowly adding to my stack. I think I am definitely on a kick right now. I think these generic 1 ounce rounds are probably going to be a big thing in my future. The monster box is done with the new design coming out in 2021 here, probably in the second half of the year, but we'll have to see what I think of the design. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own preferences. And that's all what you like. I might start stacking the new design. I'm not sure. But it's probably going to be a lot of what I'll be picking up is these, like I said, these generic 1 ounce rounds. I might go for the 1 ounce bars, but just whatever I can get my hands on here. So, and hopefully, like I said, I'd definitely like to at least get another ounce of gold in the stack here. Make it a nice, it'll be like 10.3 ounces of gold I'll have, which I think is pretty respectable. So, yeah, that was pretty much a little bit of history in a nutshell here about me. So I think I rambled on here long enough here, guys. If you'd like to hear more about myself, please let me know. I could probably go on here a little bit more about that. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one here.